And that loan is meant to for the federal government to transfer money to poor citizens away as a way of cushioning the effect of
the first subsidy
removal. So the president has said this. I think there was a flag off some time ago. But World Bank is saying, from what he's saying, this money is not getting to the household. We saw what happened under Buhari when they were sharing money. We knew that from records that this money did not get to the recipients. The question is, who is cutting away, or who are those cutting away these funds?
Before we delve deeply really into this matter, it's necessary for the listener to understand that there's no strike today. There was a rumored strike by NLC and TUC to begin today, Monday 18, but that news is fake. Benson Upa, the information officer at the Nigeria Labour Congress, told us yesterday in a statement that the news is false. However, the two labour centres are aggrieved that 35,000 naira wage award promise has not been paid, and several other issues lined up on the table have not been met. Amici, back to the World Bank and Nigeria. World Bank is an interventionist agency, and they are an advisory as well. They cannot force anything through the throat of Nigerian government. They can only advise as it were. So they are saying this same money, which they are giving us as loan, which they proposed to Buhari during his, I think, 500 million, 800 million US dollars then. And Buhari had about 12 million households, 50 million families or so to benefit from it at 25,000 naira each. And when Tinubu came, Tinubu readjusted that and said the number will be increased and to be 75,000 naira per household. Now, if the World Bank is shouting at this moment, it knows that Nigerians want to eat rice and stew during the festivity. Nigerians want to at least kill a chicken during festivity. And who are these households? You know, somebody sarcastically said, they don't die and they never give them the money. And I said, no, that is very callous. You cannot say that. These are Nigerians. If the government has agreed with its partners, the World Bank, that want to reduce the suffering of our people by collecting this money to give it to them, yes, give it to them. Who are those people? We've asked for the registrar long ago. Teve will keep telling them the registrar should not be only in the federal level. There are local government, there are state level.
The former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs under Buhari told the National Assembly that we need to protect the identity of the beneficiaries, and so the register will not be made available. And I wonder how the National Assembly even accepted that explanation. How do you double check? How do you oversight? And that is exactly what the World Bank is telling us. That they are, from what they have gathered, those that are 99.9% of those that are supposed to get this money are not getting them. Well, we remind you in form of admonition, as if we are clergy here. If you eat a money meant for the poor, it will get stuck in your throat. It won't go down and you can't push it out. So if you're one of those that are diverting these funds, be ready to have a problem of a stuck bone on your throat.
I mean, there is a major problem in this country. And the problem starts from and finish from all the agencies we have. Tell me, can the National Population Commission tell me how many deaths we had yesterday and how many died yesterday? Can the immigration tell us how many people entered Nigeria and how many people left Nigeria? Can all the agencies in charge of statistics and data tell us? Can the Bureau of Statistics tell us how much was food yesterday? This long month, this long period, come and tell us food stuff have increased. So all the agencies in charge of reeling out data, where are they? If we have been having accurate data, Amici, the issue of identifying the poorest of the poor wouldn't be a problem. The issue of identifying who benefits from this cash transfer wouldn't be a problem. So there is a major problem we need to tackle from the root. What is happening to our data collection? We have a national data bank. We have a national record. What are they doing? You just wake up, Amici, you can't wake up in the morning from your house, you tell your wife you are going to the office and you don't know any other place you are going. That is planning. And this data help the National Planning Commission and help every other agencies that has to plan to ensure that they give us accuracy. So Nigerian government, you need to focus on data. That's why when they banned 10.5 million out of school, 20.5 million out of school, the former minister, Emeka Wajuba, Minister of State for Education, will tell you, no, let's go to the streets. and let's count the out-of-school children. Let's go to the street.
The Minister of Education said some weeks back that the federal government is thinking of establishing a commission for out-of-school children. The way I laughed after laughing, I got angry. I got angry with myself and the government. Now, you create a problem and you pretend you're solving the problem by thinking of creating a commission, job for the boys. And that commission would worsen the problem. That's what we do. We intentionally create problems and pretend we are solving it in order to expend public funds.
Amechi, Minister of FCT, then Minister of State for Education, Nelson Wike, Barrister Nelson Wike, started building Almajiri houses and schools to house these Almajiris and put them there because he was made to understand that these are the number exploding the out-of-school children. And when he started, there was a kind of fight against him that it shouldn't be Almajiri, it should be called Sangaya. And when they went for the 2016 Education National Council of Education, they changed the name to Sangaya Education. And they said they want to do a kind of, the UNICEF helped them to do a kind of joint learning, both Quranic and Western education together, so that these children can be brought to learning. Then, going fast forward, now, because of the issues of out-of-school children dropping from after primary school, they established the Secondary Education Commission. We have the Senior Secondary Education Commission existing. Now we have the UBEC existing, Universal Basic Education, which is for the 9 years from primary 1 to JSS 3. Now you have the Tertiary Education National Universities Commission, and you have the Polytechnic Commission, you have the College of Education Commission. Now you are telling us, and then you have, don't forget, you have the Nomadic Education Commission. You know what nomadic is?
Yes.
Good. Now, the fishermen, they tell you they are also nomads on the seas. Are they included in that nomadic education?
Okay.
It's left for another, it's on the discussion for another day.
If you want to solve the problem of out-of-school children, you know what the problem is. Schools should be built by local, state, and federal government. It's not even the responsibility of federal government, but they say they're intervening and they delve into it and all that. So establishing another commission where SUVs will be bought for the DG and the commissioners and money will be wasted will only worsen the problem. I always say Nigerians have this penchant to run after symptoms of the problem and not the disease itself. Symptoms of a disease and not the disease itself. You know what the disease is. Deal with it and leave the symptoms.
How do we solve the problem?
If you deal with the disease, there's National Council on Education that is a national platform for all commissioners of education to come together with the federal government, Minister of Education and all that. They meet on an annual basis. They should speak to them. They should talk to themselves. The state governors, the local government should even be part of it. And they will indeed move the necessary funds into basic education. And the problem lies essentially with the states. I did a research. The UBEC, Universal Basic Education, places counterpart funding and makes funds available for states to assess, to improve their basic education system. If you go there, only few states have collected that money. Before you collect the money, you have to match the counterpart funding. You have to put money on ground to show seriousness, commitment on your own part. But most state governments have felt this is not a priority. Money meant for them, they refuse to assess it. They refuse to assess it because they're asked to put in some money down. And the money is wasting. And that's where the problem lies. The commitment to invest in education. And when you invest in education, I always say it, is a leveler. The fastest way to move people out of poverty is to educate the person. The son of a farmer, if he goes to university, meets the son of a billionaire in that university, and there are equals and opportunities become equal. Both of them can apply for Microsoft executive director. Is it now a Nigerian that got a president of a college in Cambridge? Because she's educated. So when you educate people, you reduce inequality and uplift people. But those in government don't see this as priority.
Let's look at the out-of-school children. How do we tackle it? Government had several proposals. One, cash transfer to the parents of these children to buy uniforms and shoes for them to come to school. Two, they started what they call he for she. The boys that are in school can help the girls come to school. Then they have several other small packages like this to help encourage them. But this concentration of this is in the north, Amici.